So what we want to do is make sure that you're sitting ankles, knees to the inside of the high pelvic bone, the iliac crest, all in a line with each other. The other thing that you want to do is bring your hands underneath your buttock flesh, and you're going to pull the flesh not only straight back, but then wick it out wide toward your shoulders. And then, pardon me, I do a little rocking side to side just to make sure I'm sitting up and forward on the front edge of the ischial tuberosity. And if you have yoga background, this would be called the sits bones. So what we're going to do here today is I'm going to be demonstrating 7 exercises. And we're going to be doing probably, let me see here for a second. We're going to be doing some bilaterally, meaning both sides at the same time, and some unilaterally, one side at a time. So therefore, the superset, meaning working 2 different exercises back to back without any rest, will sometimes apply to the unilateral work, because we're not going to do a different exercise, but we're going to go from one leg to the other. I want to invite everybody who has the chronic concerns, who have never, ever exercised before, who maybe they're kind of new to bands, tubes, to the kind of work we're going to do here for resistance work, to do all of it without any accessory. It is perfectly acceptable for you to utilize your own sense of body resistance, provided you're not flinging your body through the work. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody will feel comfortable in their own unique approach to the workout. So now we're going to begin here with a warm up, and I'm going to be warming up the spine. I really like to do that a lot, especially when we're sitting in a chair, because people tend to do this stuff and they slouch, right? So we want to get upright, and I'm going to turn a little bit to the side, provided T allows me. Okay, so I'm going to place the hands on the thighs. So right off the bat, those who have had a TIA or a stroke, be careful, because I'm going to be doing a neck extension. I'd like you to keep your head neutral. So here we go. We're going to slide the hands up toward the groin, and we're going to slowly present the heart toward the sky. We're going to broaden across the shoulders. We're lifting the chin, and we're forming a little bit of a back bend, which is technically a spine extension. And in yoga, we call it the seated cow. Now, on the exhale, those of you with back spine issues, postural deviations, you're going to come to neutral, while the rest of us continue into spine flexion. See how we're rounding down, belly button in. It's like a seated abdominal crunch. Inhale into spine extension, cow. Exhaling into cat, the spine flexion. And one more of each. Inhale and exhale. And slowly roll it up. Now I'm going to face you. I'm going to ask you to sit all the way back in your chairs, not to slouch though, okay? And we're going to grab the outer right leg of the chair with the hand, and we're going to come to lateral flexion, which is a side bend. So as I lower down, I turn my sternum, my breastbone, toward the ceiling, therefore not collapsing the right side organs. I bring the left hand to the waist. If you have any kind of pinched nerve at the neck or rotator cuff issue at the shoulder, you might want to keep your hand here. However, if you have a greater range of motion, then you can follow us and arc it over, holding here with the heart center turned up toward the ceiling, stretching the internal and external oblique muscles at the waist, basically helping to turn and twist the torso. Inhale, turn palm up, grab a hook. Exhale, vigorously reach out as we come right to the other side. Inhale, slide. Exhale, hand waist or arm up and over. So I'm going to look at you versus talking directly into the mic, because it can get garbled. So the belly button is pulled in. Then we're also stretching the intercostal muscles between the ribs, and they are responsible for 25% of your respiratory cycle. And then inhale, palm up, grab a hook. Exhale, come all the way back to center. Now, I want you to grab that fit ball. And I'm going to sit a little bit forward here. Now, if you don't have a fit ball, you can use a yoga block. You could use a little pillow in between your legs. That's fine. Or you can keep your feet together. So I'm making sure that everybody can see the plug. You don't want the plug to face your skin. All right. So either facing up, facing down. And we're squeezing that ball, now activating the hip adductor muscles. Feet are flat. I bring the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, I roll the shoulder externally, bringing the hand through the window. See that? Hello. And I'm grabbing a hold of the chair. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn and twist. Now, osteoporosis, you're not going to do that if you've been told not to do a big twist. You place your hands here and you do a gentle turn. That is it. Because let's face it, when we're sitting at our kitchen tables or dining tables, we're passing condiments back and forth. We're twisting from side to side. And if we're washing the dishes by hand at your sink, well, when you go to place the dishes in the drain, you're doing a little twist. So it is a functional movement. And then we turn. Inhale, head forward. Exhale, torso, arm forward. We're going to take it to the other side. Caution that you're not over pulling with your arms. It's not about cranking it from muscle. It's about draw that belly button in. Let's work that transverse abdominis muscle, which is our internal girdle. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, externally rotate. Take a hold of the chair. Inhale, push down into the feet to lengthen the spine. Exhale, turn and twist. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half spinal twist, half fish pose. Holding here, just warming up that spine. Inhale, head forward. Exhale, torso, arm back to center. Hold for the moment. I'm going to place this down. And if the cat will allow me. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm bringing the feet. He's like right there at the tip of the sneaker. Okay. So the feet are as just wide as the legs of the chair. I place my hands on the thighs. I'm going to do what's called a Sufi grind. However, it's rotation of the spine. So it looks like this. However, for osteoporosis, you're going to go like this. I'm still working all of this, all of the abdominal area is working. And you can go as big or as small as you like. Beautiful for the back. Breathe it all up. Breathing in and out through the nose, reverse direction. One more. And I come back to center. I like to toe, heel, It's great for the ankles to do that work. So here we go, folks. We are now going to begin the supersetting. So we're going to take our monster cord and bring it over the thighs, loop it down over the sneaker, particularly the ball of the sneaker. Now, when I push out, I'm also getting some work in the outer thigh area. But my focus here, and I will turn a little bit for you once I do the second set. I want you to see I'm lifting the heels super high. Exhale. These are heel raises, really excellent because there's a lot of edema accumulation, water of the ankles, knees, and in the calves when people sit all day long. So it's a way to start pumping the lymph throughout the body. And it's great also because it helps to get some return of the venous return of the blood back to the heart. Comes from the calf muscles, in particular the soleus. One more. Okay, now I want to work the opposing muscle group, the shin muscles. They never get any love. So here we go, just readjusting my feet. And I call it toe taps, but it's really lifting the balls of the feet. but keeping the heels down. And I go pretty fast with that. But what you don't want to start doing this with the rest of the body, because you will feel lactic acid buildup. I don't count. I just go to the point where I go, oh, okay, I can't. And I'm just about right there. Okay. So I'm going to show you with the superset, back to back. We're lifting the heel, lifting the heel. And exhale on the effort. The effort here is on the lift, especially with this resistance. And I'm using a black monster cord on purpose because I like a lot of resistance. Yeah, it's building up. Just 2 more I'm going to go for. Just don't hold the breath in, okay? And here we go. And it's the one time I'll ask you on this particular exercise to not bring your feet too far out in front, because then you won't get any work on those shins. And the reason why I like people to strengthen their shins is because they're great. They're helpful for your balance, and also wonderful for the knees, because some of those muscles tie up at the knee joint. Just a couple more, and that's it. So now be careful when you release a band or a tube, whatever, especially a monster cord, because they can snap away from you. All right, let's get this stretched a little bit. So I'm going to come out here on the seat, and I'm going to turn. And I have my left buttock cheek off the bench, or the outside, let's call it the outside buttock cheek, is off the chair. I'm holding on because I'm only got one cheek on that chair, okay? So I'm going to slide the leg back. I mean, I'm going to push back through the heel. I'm going to take this hand and just encourage that outside hip forward so I can square up my pelvis. Stretching hip flexor, stretching quad, getting some stretch in the calf. Then I'm going to flatten the top of the foot. Wow, that's a big shin stretch. It's a really big shin stretch, so be careful if you start to cramp. Tuck your toes back under. Make sure you're drinking your water. You can bring the arms up if you want. You don't have to, right? If you have some balance issues, you want to stay holding on. And then I'm going to slide it in, and I'm going to turn around this way. Hopefully he'll let me do this. Outside buttock off the chair. Just checking my circumstance. I don't get him. Okay, we're good. So reaching back through the heel. Notice this hand now. Boom. Hip forward. In essence, outside hip forward, opposite hip is almost being drawn back a little bit. So we can be all squared off here. And if you want, you go the top of the foot down. This side is always tighter for this stretch for me. So just take it easy here. Amy, it's okay with the sound? Anybody in the audience feels like it's distorted, please let me know.
We're okay here. If anybody is having trouble hearing, let us know.
Thank you. And we slide it forward. Now, I want to get into the calf muscles a little more deeply. I'm in South Beach, so you might hear some motorcycles. Okay. So I'm going to bring the blocks out in front a bit. Okay, T, you gonna let me do this? Thanks, buddy. And no, I don't think so. Okay, so both feet go up. I'm dorsiflexing the feet, soles of the feet toward the face, because I'm bringing the dorsal side of the foot, the top side of the foot toward the face. Now, those of you with back spine, postural deviation, I'd like you to use your strap, and I'd like you to stay upright, not to forward flex, not to hinge from the hip. And what we don't want to do is this stuff. So you want to bend the elbows, incorporate your bicep muscles, because the elbows are flexing, they're bending. And let me just bring up this side a little bit. Yeah. Pushing out through the heels, press down in the underside of the legs. For those of you who want, you can go for the hip hinge. Be careful. Do not have that chair tip, because it can. And then you can also reach further down. Chest up. Notice I'm not rounding down. That doesn't get me any further down. I want you to always think that the cervical spine of the neck and the lumbar spine of the low back are in the same position, which is a natural lordotic curve. It's like a little bit of a back bend. So I like to think there's a back bend in a forward bend. Stretching out your calf muscles, your hamstrings, your glutes, your back. And slowly take it on up. Great. Now, the next round. So now we're going to grab the booty band. I'm grabbing my red one, which is a little bit more challenging. I'm going to slip this over the ankles. And we're going to bring it just below the knees. Don't go across the kneecap, folks. Keep it below, all right? I sit so that I'm a little bit on the sides of the feet. And I'm already in an abduction, going away from the midline. And it incorporates also external rotation at the hip. Lateral rotation, if you will, can be both. So we sit up tall. I'm not sitting back in the chair. So I'm going to push out, press 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Now, technically, oftentimes people with osteoporosis would be told not to do this, but keeping it a short range of motion, look at the face of a clock. Do not go beyond 10 o'clock nor 2 o'clock with your thighs, okay? Exhale, open 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Oh, it's talking. Exhale, push it, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. I'm going for 2 more. Exhale, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Oh, yes, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Woo woo. Yeah, that's good. Easy drawing them in. Pilates ring, going for the hip adductor muscles now, supersetting opposing muscle group. We set that up, and here we go. Squeeze 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Are you sitting tall and are you breathing? Exhale 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, squeeze 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release, and squeeze 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release, and squeeze it 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release, and squeeze 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release, squeeze it 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. 3 more. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Exhale, squeeze 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Inhale, exhale, squeeze 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Oof. Gently release. Go back to the booty band. Back to back without any rest. Here we go. And press out 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. And push into that booty band. 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Sit tall. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Exhale 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Exhale 1,000. 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release, and press it 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release, and press 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. That's right. That's right. Love it, Amy. 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Feel the glute, the lateral rotators, man, they're working. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. That's it. Now the Pilates ring. Here we go. And sit tall. I'm not sitting back. If you can help it, don't sit back. But if you need to, certainly sit back in the chair. And squeeze. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and release. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. I like small releases. And 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Exhale, squeeze. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, and 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, and squeeze. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, chest high. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release, 3 more. Exhale. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Again, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Last one. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Hello. Thank you. I'm putting this way over here because we won't be using that again. So now we're going to bring the legs nice and wide. And I'm lowering the arms down so that I'm pressing into the inner thigh, not the inner knee. Folks, the patella is not officially attached to anything. It kind of floats around within that joint, and it's a synovial fluid joint. So you can actually malalign it by pushing into it. So I'm actually pushing into the inner thighs. However, those of you who have had hip replacement or osteoporosis, please do not push here. Just gently open. I'm just holding. And technically, when you're working on your own, your stretches are held between 20 and 30 seconds. Now, here we go. Toe, lift heel, turn it in, lift toe, lift heel, lift toe. Okay, so now I want to get into those lateral rotators, right? They're all through this hip area, the acetobulofemoral joint, aka the coxal joint. So first thing I'm going to do is lift up and bring my leg out. So the chest is up toward the foot. Now, left hand grabs the outside edge of the sneaker, right arm up and out behind me. Now, that's very nice out in front. It's a nice twist. However, I want you to bring that leg across the midline of the body. And sit down in that right glute, and welcome to your lateral rotators now being stretched. Always stretching a muscle in the opposite direction of the action of the muscle. So if I'm stretching a lateral rotator, I got to go medially to get it. Keep holding. I'm going to turn my head now. You can use a yoga strap here, right? Inhale, hit center. Exhale, crisscross, knee to chest, gently lower. Let's take it to the other side. So we're going to lift it up. Outside edge, arm up and out, belly button in, midline. It never ceases to amaze me here. Woo. So especially when you go to sit down in that same side glute, you're going to get a deeper stretch, folks. So I'm going to turn my head. Keep pulling the belly button in to create more space for your twist. Careful, osteoporosis, right? You're modifying your twist for sure. And then inhale, head center. Exhale, crisscross, knee in. Set the foot down. Okay, so now this is where we're going to move into the part of the workout where it's unilateral supersetting. So just one leg at a time, back and forth. So the first exercise is a unilateral leg press. I'm going to use my, let me put this here so it doesn't roll around, my blue booty band. So this is a little bit longer, a little less resistance. And I'm going to bring that around the ball of the foot. And I'm tying in some angles here for you. So we're going to bring it in, but notice I'm going wide to the shoulder. So that's an abduction, an abduction of the hip. And then on the exhale, it's hip flexion straight out in front with a knee extension. And then we come in, and I really want you to grab that thing and push it. And in, exhale, push, belly button in. Let me just move that left foot a little bit. Here we go, better for my form. And exhale, push. Inhale, go for that abduction. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and push down on the left to give you stabilization. Last one, and push. Beautiful. Bend the knee in, gently set it down. I'm going to take it to the other side. Here we go. Become lateral, or I should say abduction, pardon me. So, but we come to the lateral side of it, and exhale, push. And exhale, push. I'm going to move my right foot. Push out. I want to grab a little bit more. I want more resistance. And push. There it is. And exhale. Are you breathing? E, exhale on the effort. One more. Easy. We're going to do it again. Now, if your hands are bothering you, shake them out. Flick the fingers. Flap the wrists, whatever you need to do. Like Amy's saying, rest when needed. Don't quit. Inhale. Exhale straight out. Inhale, abduction. Exhale, push. Are you sitting tall? Push. Pulling with those strong arms, not with the shoulders. I'm going to go for two more. And I'm trying a little higher. There we go. And the knee. Always a way to try to level up the work, right? So let me get that foot. Yeah, here we go. Inhale, exhale. Level up, baby. It's also excellent for the body to try all different approaches to working out. Like I said earlier in the show, this was a brand new approach today for me, and I really fell in love with it. And exhale, tying in mobility, flexibility. A couple more, really push that throughout the heel. And one more. Then the knee, gently lower. Oof. I want you to shake out the hands for a second. Flick the fingers. And if your wrists were bothering you, interlock your fingers gently. And you can do a sideways number 8. And you can go as slow or as fast as you like, and you can reverse direction. It's really a great way to release the wrists. All right, now I want you to take your yoga blocks, bring them out in front. So for those of you who do not have osteoporosis nor a hip replacement, then I want you to basically, let me turn this way. Okay. Bring the sides of the shoes and just lean back and let all this relax. However, I'm not a big fan of such a big, broad movement here for hip replacement or osteoporosis, unless you've been told it's okay, right? So what I would do is I would take this basically kind of like one side at a time. And I can always support here with the block underneath the leg, just so that you have a little bit of a lateral rotation, but it's being supported. So let me just get my little goddess pose in, variation of. And then what we can do is take the arms up and overhead. Now, those of you who are medicated or not for hypertension, you may have been told not to squeeze your fingers. So you place one hand on the other. Carpal tunnel, I'm going to ask you to place one hand on the other. And when you come up, your palms face down. They're not doing this because that's going to put you in wrist extension. Okay? So here we go. Arms up and down. Now be careful when you lower the arms that you're not collapsing down with the arms. Last one, hands underneath, gently draw the legs together. Now, you can take this another step if you want to try it. You can hold on to your shins, like osteoporosis and postural deviations could do this kind of a thing, provided you have blocks supporting you here and holding on to the shin and just staying tall. The rest of us can really play with this and take it into a forward bend. You might be able to bring your hands to the floor, but keep the chin, chest lifted. And then we slowly come back up. And now we're going to do another unilateral exercise with the booty band. And I'm just double checking that I'm using, the blue one. Okay, now we're going to do a unilateral lateral leg press, okay? So that means out to the side. And I'm going to bring my arm in here. And I'm going to get an isometric contraction with that bicep, holding on. And now I'm going to push. I'm going to go for two more. When you work out on your own, you can work between 8 to 15 repetitions. I'm going to take it forward and gently lower it down. I'm going to bring it up. Get that bicep involved. Why not? Make sure my circumstance is safe and push. Just do a little bit of an adjustment so I'm not rubbing into the chair. Yeah. Work that bicep muscle isometrically. Do want to be careful if you have golfers or tennis elbows, all right, medial or lateral epicondylitis, then I would suggest maybe you use your strap instead. 3 more. Notice I'm trying not to lean, right? So I'm really bracing myself with my opposite arm. Come on. There we go. Bring it forward. Easy. When you lower it, again, other side. Just got one more exercise after this. Push. But make sure you're pushing out from the heel, right? Not pointing the toe. Push from the heel. Chest is forward. I know my shirt is turned, but I'm working with this left arm, the outside arm, to make sure my torso is forward. One more. Who says you can't work out in a chair, Amy? And bring it forward and easy on the down. Okay, here we go. I can definitely tell that my opposite side likes this better than this side. So be it. Two more. Careful when we lower it. All right, let's stretch this out, kiddos. Now, the stretch I'm about to do, contraindication for hip replacement and osteoporosis. I want you to go back to that half goddess that I showed you before with the block. So what we're going to do is the typical sort of seated pigeon, and it's a number 4 stretch, ankle across the thigh. Make sure ankle, knee, hip on my left side, all in a line. This foot fully dorsiflexed. Now, I'm going to gently apply some pressure. Notice again, not on the inner knee, at the inner thigh. Osteoporosis, complete contraindication to do any of this, and the pressing as well. So notice I'm leaning forward. It's a hip hinge. Chest is up. I'm not rounding. You don't have to do that. You can put your hands here and stay upright, especially for those with the back spine or postural deviation issues. Keep the head up. Don't drop the head down, particularly, again, those medicated or not for hypertension, have vertigo or GERD. Oof, man, I feel that. And then I support here. I'm going to cross, and I'm also going to cross at the ankles. I'm going to bring, now my right thigh is on top. So I'm going to bring the arms open, and I'm going to crisscross left over right. Now we're going to lower elbows to knees to get some abdominal work. Inhale up, except back spine and postural deviations. You're not going to do this, please. You're going to stay upright. One more, because this is a forward flexion of the spine. Hold here, belly button pulled in. Inhale, come up. Really great for the shoulders. Exhale, untangle yourselves. Let's stretch to the other side. Ankle, knee, hip, right? Forearm pressed down into the inner thigh, up and forward. It gives me a deeper stretch, but maybe you need to stay upright, and that's fine. Breathe. Oof, oof, oof. Yeah. And gently, I'm going to slide it over, and then we're crossing and then crisscrossing the ankles. This time, left is on top, so arms come out, cross right over left, double cross at the wrists if you can. Inhale, I lift, exhale down. So this is just borrowing from yoga, from Garudasana, which is eagle pose. One more, exhale, hold. Pull that belly button in as much as you can toward the small of your back. Inhale up, exhale, release. Let's take some nice big shoulder rolls. You ready for the last exercise, folks? So let's get that fit ball. Now, I have to say, those of you with back spine, postural deviations, what you might want to do instead of what I'm about to show everybody is hold on to your chair, squeeze the ball, and work leg extension. So what you're getting, the quadriceps and the inner thighs, the hip adductors simultaneously. For the rest of us, this is going to be a little bit of fun. We're going to place that ball again between the inner thighs, plug not facing your skin. Double check where your chair is because you're going to need this, all right? So I'm going to cross the arms, belly button in, toes lifted inside the shoes, not the balls of the feet, just the toes. Come up, hold, squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. And squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. 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 Change the arm position, opposite arm. Squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, small release. Squeeze, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, Small release, chest up, belly button in. Squeeze 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Woo! Small release. Thighs are burning, baby. Squeeze 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Small release. Last one. Squeeze 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Head back down to your chair. Okay, I'm happy to get rid of that. So now let's stretch this back out. Whew. Open up those inner thighs. That's just one set of that, folks. I won't do that to you twice. And then we toe, heel, toe, heel. Again, let me just drag that away here so it's not in my way. I want to turn in the chair. Outside glute off the chair. Slide back. Now we're really going to go for that quad hip flexor. Here we go. Pushing hip forward. It's a variation on crescent moon in yoga, Anjaneyasana. Take it up, up. You don't stay holding on if you need to. Watch it TIA stroke, right? Watch it vestibular balance challenges. And then inhale, exhale. Take it forward, spin around the other side. Okay, hip. Let's get that hip going. Opposite hip pulls back, reaching back. I like to bring the back bend into it, the back extension, all those posterior extensor muscles working simultaneously, back glutes, hamstrings, quads, all participating. And then inhale, exhale forward. And that's what we got for you, Amy, today, the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, so wonderful. Oh my goodness. I did a lot of it along with you,
Great.
and I'm pretty fit.
I know.
And I mean, I love how this can be for a lot of different levels, beginners, and you explain it so well.